I will never forget the example of the volcano eruption in 1902, Mount Pelee in the Caribbean, where eyewitnesses saw men flee and women stay with the children. And in moments, entire population. And this example has been used time and again to examine human behavior instinct. One can argue, is this biological or is this societal? But what I take from this is more evidence that we need more women in leadership positions. Where in this example, we saw instinctually, men flee, survival, individual, focused on the self. When women instinctually were selfless and focusing on the children. And that is what we need in leaders. Leaders that are focused on being of service to the community, to society at large, the country. And what we are seeing in the US is lining up with all of this. Just another example to add on how we need more women leaders. Whether it's biological or societal, women have the traits to make great leaders, as we can see even instinctually here. Let me know your thoughts.
When a woman pulls away, most men respond in two main ways. Either chase her or they go cold on her. Chasing her is going to feel like pressure, and that's actually only going to push her away. And then going cold on her is like a punishment. Both of those responses will make her nervous system tighten up. The better move that you men need to do in those situations is calm leadership. Now, if she's a woman that you want to pursue and she's worth it, then here's what you say. Gently call her out and say, I feel the shift. I'm here when you're ready to talk about it. No begging, no stonewalling. Just stay grounded in who you are and lead the situation, because women a lot of the times don't know how to communicate or what they're feeling, and they need to be led by the masculine.
Whatever someone has to tell themselves to get through the day, I guess. But I've been wondering, where does this idea come from? Because it certainly doesn't come from anyone with, well, a working knowledge of actual human beings, or who has ever actually encountered anyone with a healthy mindset and good self-esteem. Because as a single person myself who is single by choice, I know lots of men who are very happy being single, and they choose to remain that way. But I'm beginning to believe that a lot of these women out there are just so self-absorbed that they can't possibly imagine a world where men don't want to be with them. So they have to convince themselves that men are never single by choice, because that make themselves feel better. Because oftentimes people with low self-esteem, that's how they have to feel better. They have to put others down.
Many women will destroy their own marriage and still blame their husband. There's a false belief that the relationship can only get better if the man changes. If he just took more initiative, if he just stepped up more, if he was just more mature. Are there immature, unfaithful men who, even with the best wife in the world, still suck? Of course, but I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the relationships that are slowly because of repeated toxic patterns. Nothing improves when you're sitting around waiting for change. Relationships get better when you change the pattern that you are activating in the other person. So let me break this down. The male brain is highly sensitive to recognition. When his efforts are admired, it opens him up to bond and connect more easily. But when he hears criticism, comparison, and pressure, his brain is forced to activate defense mode and he shuts down. So instead of saying, you never prioritize me, you change it to, when you prioritize quality time with me, I feel so safe and loved. Do you see the difference? One triggers attack and the other creates direction. A woman has the power to elevate or tear down a relationship because she is the emotional regulator of the home. She sets the climate, she sets the tone, and she shapes the environment. If you want to learn more about how to make your man step up, I created a free masterclass showing you the way. Comment class and I'll send you the link.
Don't be sitting in your car. No, come in and take care of your kids. Don't be sitting in your car.
What if that man man just had a really rough day at work and he's sitting there in the driveway trying to bring himself to the point of just letting that go and transition into dad mode and husband mode. He's taking a few minutes to mentally prepare for that shift. And then as he's doing that, his wife comes out of the door and just is under this assumption that that man is being selfish in his time, and she demands that he gets inside. That honestly would be so disheartening to anyone. And he's either one, going to just suck it up and deal with it, but then also feel like he has an unsupportive wife, or two, he's just going to stay at work a few more minutes before leaving the parking lot or pulling over to the side of the road before getting home just to decompress. And then you don't know what's going on with him, so a far better solution here would be to maybe text him while he's sitting in the car. Check in on him. Say, are you okay? Give him that space and opportunity to tell you what's going on, because that's already very difficult for men to do in general. And if he does that and then you're like that soft place to land, that means everything to a man.
Men melt when a woman listens to understand. But most women, they don't do that. Instead, they listen to respond. He's still on his first sentence, and she's already decided how she feels, what she thinks he meant, what she's gonna say back, and what's on the schedule for tomorrow. And do you know how rare it is for a man to open up and share what's on his mind? And all it takes is one eye roll, one interruption, one sigh for him to shut down and decide it's not worth it. He's not gonna open up anymore. Active listening is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. Because when you can stop what you're doing, fully face your body towards him, and give him that eye contact, he feels respected, he feels seen, and he gets an oxytocin boost. His brain connects that good feeling to you, bringing peace and enjoyment into his life. And that, my queen, makes you magnetic, where he wants to spend more time with you. He wants to open up more. He wants to give you more. So the next time your man is talking, pause, focus on receiving the information, silence all the other thoughts that are trying to race through your brain, and give him your full attention. The way you listen can either be the wind in his wings or the hammer that beats him down. And if you want to learn more, comment help and I'll send you a link to my free masterclass.
I've just decided altogether to avoid women. That it's better to be single, guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
It is not because they're fighting a war within themselves. It is because they found peace with themselves. And she was so close. She was just so close to getting there, because at least she's recognizing what men are saying. Because they're tired of the complaining, the double standards, the expectations, and the risk of losing everything that they've built. There is no unresolved internal war going on in these men. He just found peace and contentment on his own instead of using that energy and effort on someone else.
These modern women don't want men to be happy. It's any other reason besides he was happy and he didn't want to deal with any nonsense and drama that you could bring into the home.
I say to women too, why not get the best guy you possibly can?
Right.
We're living in unpredictable times. You should be picking partners who are going to provide you with safety and security, even financial security. Why is that a bad thing to say out loud?
Right.
And men need to stop calling women gold diggers for saying that, because that's actually just a smart way to date. And by the way, no man is dating a woman he's unattracted to. And if women were just saying to men, oh, well, you should just date the girl you're not attracted to because you're just vain and superficial, guys would roll their eyes. Yeah. So stop telling women that they're gold diggers because they want someone who's going to provide them with safety and security once they birth children. I just think that any man that even says stuff like that is totally out of touch.
Totally out of touch. I agree with you 100%.
But asterisk, can I just go back to that?
Yeah, of course.
That is not to say or suggest that there aren't women that are blatantly transactional and only looking for a lifestyle. And I'll tell you a story. I had a client once who took a woman to a really great restaurant in Bal Harbour. And after lunch, he had to go return something at, I think it was Neiman Marcus. She went with him and she picked up like a $400 perfume. And when they got to the till, she put it with his stuff. Like, that is a really ridiculous, inconsiderate thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially on a first date. You don't even know this guy and you're expecting him to buy you a $400 perfume. Women like that give other women a bad rep because those are actual gold diggers. And that is not an appropriate thing to do on a date.
These modern women just be talking stupid. They just be talking stupid. Oh, when you looked at a volcanic disaster, then the men fled and the women ran to the children. Did you forget about 9/11? Did you forget that Did you forget that 9/11 happened altogether? Stupid. Did you forget that you have police officers, of which most of them are men? Did you forget that you have firefighters? Most of them are men? Did you forget that you have blue-collar workers? Most of them are men? Running towards danger in order for you to have the life that you have. So you can sit in a room with your dumb cutoff, talking stupid. Do y'all hear yourself? Man, stop talking. Stop talking. Men be the first ones running into burning buildings. It's my job. This is what I signed up for. I've seen some of these officers run straight into a gunfight. And you'd be like, what is this idiot doing? I'm doing what I swore to do. What I said in my oath. Where to the regular person like you, it might look stupid, and it is stupid. But that's what I signed up to do. Men are saying that. Men are doing that, stupid. God, shut up.
If a woman is going to give the man the honor of being responsible for her, then she also owes him the honor of submitting to him.
I'm sorry. I cannot take these men serious anymore at this point. Like, they just get in their car and record and think, I am saying something so profound right now. Okay. Okay, buddy. First of all, women don't owe you anything. No woman at any time, in any point in history, has ever owed men or any man submission. Full stop. If somehow you get in a relationship with a woman, which I highly doubt will ever happen, all she owes you is mutual respect, mutual love, mutual consideration. She doesn't owe you submission. It is only men who require dominance and submission. We see it in every avenue that you men create. We see it in the military, we see it in frat houses, we see it within corporations, while women create a collectiveness, an organization which works together. And until you men realize that women are whole, autonomous beings with their own hopes, dreams, and aspirations, this male loneliness epidemic will continue. So, all my love.
A lot of women say they want a strong man. They say they want a man who can lead, who knows what he wants, who makes decisions, who provides direction, all of that masculine energy. But the second that kind of man actually shows up and starts taking the role, suddenly it's, don't tell me what to do. Why do you think you can control me? Who do you think you are? See the irony? You want structure, but you've been conditioned to see any form of masculine leadership as a threat. Because somewhere, maybe in your past, structure didn't feel safe. It felt like control. Maybe you had a father or a past partner who was controlling, who used power as punishment instead of protection. So now when a healthy man steps in and sets a boundary, you interpret it through the same lens of fear. But here's the truth. A healthy masculine man isn't trying to dominate you. He's trying to protect peace. He's not saying, you can't do that. He's saying, I want us to move in alignment. I want to make sure we are safe. I want to build something stable. You can't keep screaming for safety and then reject the very energy that provides it. If you want to feel held, you have to stop fighting the hands that hold you. Masculine leadership, when it's healthy, isn't about control. It's about direction, clarity, and peace. And the moment you stop confusing protection with oppression, your entire experience of love will shift.
22 is the cutoff. We shouldn't be 25, 26, 27 being a feminist. That's silly. Come on. That is for children. You know what I mean? Imagine crying to the government while saying the government. That makes no sense. If you identify as a feminist, that is like a signal to society that you are a confused woman. You have no idea what's going on in the world. You have no idea how we got here. All the faults of feminism you blame on capitalism, but then you're fighting for the right to be a part of capitalism. Like, it's just really crazy. Once you're 22, if you haven't started to figure out that, hey, gender roles actually are good for society and I gotta get married, you're f***ed. Okay? You're f***ed. Some of y'all like to wait till the last minute till you're 30 or something to try to change your mind. It's not happening. You gotta The activism, the liberalism, the feminism, 18 to 22. We shouldn't be seeing 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds at the protests. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like feminism is a young woman's sport. Let them have that. Let them have their fun, kiki. Once you turn 22, 23, it's time to find you a man. And lock it up, okay? Because, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You're gonna be 40 protesting for women's rights? That's what you're gonna do? Right.
You can't make this stuff up.
I think women are capable to do anything without a man.
Y'all think women need men?
No.
Absolutely not. No. Why not?
So how we gonna have babies?
Because we run the world.
Like what she said. I think
How any of the infrastructure is gonna get built? How any of the dangerous jobs gonna get fulfilled?
women are capable to do anything without a man, so that's why I don't think that no women need a man.
Never, no logic ever to be found with most of these women these days. Modern women are cooked.
Oh, one more thing. And actually, I'm gay, and anything a man could do, I can do myself. So, hello. What's the past
You wonder why women are getting passed right on by, changing tires and everything else. Remember, y'all don't need no men, so we gonna let y'all change y'all own tires and everything else. Somebody breaking your house, you go ahead, baby. You get up, you handle it.
Of go.
The past tense of go.
Wait, past tense of go, right?
Yeah. Past tense of go.
Past tense of go.
Yeah, our educational system definitely done failed us, y'all.
I really feel like it's
Siri. No,
wait.
We're gonna get it. We can't ask Siri.
It's like it seems so easy, you know.
It is easy, I promise you.
Next question.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
What continent are we in right now? Oh my fucking
Oh yeah, man.
Hold on, I know all 7.
You can't make this stuff up, man. Stay dangerous, stay smart, man.
Women did not want women's liberation.
What?
Yes, everybody assumes and believes that women kind of looked around in the 19th century and they went, you know, we're oppressed. We don't have any rights. I wish I could work. I wish I could get away from my husband who drinks and beats me. And they marched and they picketed until they had voting rights and equality in the workplace. That's the story everyone's heard, and it's not correct at all. It's in fact, it's the opposite. So we had this big fight in the late 1800s between pro-suffrage groups and anti-suffrage groups. Most women in the United States and England, they far outnumbered by joining the anti-suffrage groups. They were very much against it. And these groups would debate, and women didn't want it. They thought they had a lot of great things going on already that were going to get ruined by suffrage. Only men could be held responsible for debt. There was something called breadwinner laws that said, look, women have to raise kids and be pregnant and have babies. So we have to hold men responsible for financially taking care of women and children. So women couldn't be thrown into a debtor's prison. They couldn't be held legally liable for repaying a loan or anything like that. The anti-suffragists said, you're going to see a lot of divorce. You're going to see broken up families because it's going to pit husband and wife against each other. Political interests will be used to drive a wedge between men and women and break up families. And then we're all going to be a bunch of single moms. We're all going to have to work. Like they literally predicted that.
Women are not going to be receptive to this. Their whole identity has been built from this feminine monster dog, and it's all a lie.
Yo.
She says she want to do it. Say it, we good. Listen. I can tell you. Why are you yelling at me? I said, bro. But why are you yelling at me, though? Bro, this is in my face. I got my face. I need to ask you a question. You're gonna beat up females? I never said that.
Okay, so please, when you watch the video, pay attention very well. He did tap the guy and he said, we're good. He did say it in a calm manner. You know what the problem is? The girl. He's wrong for yelling and screaming, because if your girl doesn't want to listen to you, Papa, that's not your girl. She's everybody's. You probably should just leave. This is the one thing that I always fail to understand, why women are so stupid. I'm sorry, I'm calling it for what it is. If you're doing an interview with a guy and he's asking you questions and your man saying no, babe, because no offense, a lot of the times you women, you guys will tell on yourselves. Have you guys seen these interviews where the man will ask a question and then she's like saying all the guys she likes, or she starts saying all this stuff and then she looks like she's kind of been drinking. So, you know, you might not know how you're going to go off. Maybe he was saving her from something. He knows her better than anybody. Hence probably why he was saying we good. She kept going, oh, let's interview. That's where you went wrong. But again, I think they're both wrong. First off, man should not be yelling. You should not be getting in your girl's face. You guys already know I'm not big on that. No man should be screaming and yelling and getting in your face. But at the same time, he did say we good. And that should have been your token to be like, okay, babe, let's go. If I was trying to walk down the street with my man, we had a few drinks or whatever, and some guy tried to interview me, there wouldn't really be an interview. Why? Because I would have just kept walking. I am very big on, like, I can shut you out. You can be, hey, and this is me by myself or when I'm with my partner. Unless it's like somebody calling me over for like, oh my God, Tay, I seen your content. I'm never going to be mean to a fan. I'm never going to be rude to somebody who loves my content. But just like a random guy or something like that, I'm very good and trained to know not to do that stuff. And my partner's never told me anything about the way that I conduct myself, because again, I don't do anything wild. But take it from me, if you're a woman and you're starting to do street interviews, whether you're with your dude or not, just keep it pushing. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, you guys always put your foot in your mouth. Just keep it pushing. These interviews need to be done for. And the people interviewing people, I think you guys should get to a point where you should stop. Like all the harassment, all the craziness, the way people act when they're drunk, breaking your mics and doing all that stuff, to me, it's not worth it. I would be pissed if somebody hit me and then dropped my mic. Do you know how expensive Rode mics are? Do you know how expensive cameras are? But I'm not defending the man, because again, the man should never scream and yell like that. If I tell my partner, hey babe, let's go, and you don't go, I'm gonna walk without you. I don't need to get in your face and hit you and act crazy like a psycho. I'm not like that. If you're not gonna listen to me when I say, hey babe, that's enough, and you still want to talk to the girl, do whatever you want, peace, enjoy talking to her, you ain't gonna be with me.
And you know, modern women can't get out of their own way. All the man said was, if a man has to be responsible for you as a woman, then why would you? I mean, he's responsible for every part of your life, right? So if he has to protect and provide, then naturally all he's asking you to do is, you know, can you kind of like take a step back and let me run it? Because you're going to be all over his back, and you're going to be asking him to protect and provide for you. And essentially what he's saying is, I can't do that effectively if you're all over my back. Oh, a woman doesn't owe you anything. You got to understand, she don't owe you submission. She owes you mutual respect and love, right? And with mutual respect and love would be submission. I mean, at your age, you don't get it. Let's move submission to the side. If you have a burglar coming down or a robber, somebody, some hoodlum, some thug running down the street, and he stops you guys and he says, give me the purse or I'll shoot. And then the man says, don't you do it. And he says, I told you, I warned you. And he pulls the piece out and he fires, and the man jumps in front of you. The man didn't have to do that, but he sacrificed. That's why when you have these holidays like Veterans Day and stuff like that, that's why we give them respect. That's why we honor them, because they said essentially for us, you know what? I don't have to, but I'm gonna take a bullet for you. I don't have to, but I'm gonna go out here and these boys, men, women too, but these men, young, 18, man, 18, out here in the battlefield, should be at the house eating an ice cream cone, but out there, y'all are stupid. Y'all are stupid. I don't have to do what I'm doing, but I'm doing it because there's a greater goal. There's something out here that I believe in. I believe in protecting my wife. I believe in sacrificing for my wife and my kids if I have any. And so at that point in time, you should turn around to him and say, wow, okay. You said that you have a vision If you're willing to put your life on the line to make sure that my life could go on, that's respect. If you're willing to die for us, I appreciate that. And that's when submission comes in, because you're not bowing down to him. What you're saying is, I yield, because I know you will put your life on the line in order to make this vision, in order to make our lives go forward. I'm not necessarily willing to do that, but I can support you in making our vision and our life and our dreams and our goals come true. That's where submission comes in, stupid. That's what I'm saying. If a man, y'all don't get it.
Women say they're happy without a man because they can't get a man, they can't keep a man. Those are the women talking about stuff. Oh yeah, I'm 50, I don't need no man, I'm happy, I've never been so happy in my life. It's because you can't get a man or you can't keep a man, sis. That's why. So, and the other women hyping her up, oh yeah, women are happier now, You know how happy we are with our dogs? You know how happy we are with no responsibility and no man, trying to touch us and talk to us? It sounds, I'm sorry, but it sounds. If men walked around and said, you know how happy we are, bro, without women trying to touch us and love up on us and be up in our face, bro, I've never been happier. That's so that is literally. So, for y'all to sit up here and to talk about how happy you are without having a male touch, without having a male in your house, about, oh, we decenter, man. This girl's so male-centered. She's so male-centered. We're supposed to be male and female centered. Y'all do know that's how all of us got here, right? We got here because people was hunching. We didn't get here because people had pets. I'm sorry. Y'all are getting on my nerves with this. Like, y'all are so annoying.
So I'm walking back to my car after an event, and a man proceeds to walk beside me and say, ma'am, you look like you should be on a red carpet. So I said, thank you. And he proceeds to cross the road with me to, stop any traffic from bouncing me down. And as a woman, we are naturally cautious and vigilant in situations like this, because you don't know what to expect. But you know what he did? He said, you have a good day, ma'am. And then he walked away. He gave a decent compliment, and then he left me alone. A nice little interaction. He did not heckle me or tell me inappropriate things about my lady bits, and he did not proceed to follow me to my car. So there is a distinct difference between catcalling and men harassing women in the streets and complimenting somebody.
What this woman said might be one of the most real and emotional things I've heard in a while. She talks about how, if she were a man, she'd actually be scared to date a woman today, because so many women have lost empathy, kindness, and patience toward men.
If I was a guy, I would be so scared and actually hate to date a woman. I probably just would, like most of you guys, just not bother dating a woman. Because women nowadays are so cruel and they're so harsh. And I know so many men nowadays who still want to have the whole traditional family. They want to be traditional men. They want to do things for women. But the thing is, women are not willing to do anything for men. Women have no mercy, no tolerance, and no kindness or empathy towards men. So a man approaches a woman, goes through the most horrific experience of his life, and is scared to ever do it again. And I just think, I would not do it either, because I know how women are. And that is exactly why I do what I do. And I try to explain to women that men are humans too. And I try to explain, and the content I make is to directly fight against that. It's to directly go against the whole narrative of men are terrible people and men aren't humans at all.
You're a creep if you approach the girls. Look, I get it. There is so much stuff on social media nowadays of all these girls saying, don't approach us. We don't want you to come talk to us. Oh my gosh, get away. You're a creep. No, only come approach us if you do this one thing. I understand, but I speak for real women. Women who are high value women in their feminine energy are the real women who are really wanting to grow and soften in their feminine energy. There are so many incredible women out there, but they're not the girls that are sitting on social media calling you men creeps. When you live your life thinking that if you approach a woman and she's going to call you a creep, that's when you're going to attract that into your life. You have to open your mindset and understand there are so many wonderful women all around you. Now, discernment plays a huge part in this, but discernment is something that you build. Is she giving you eye contact? Has she smiled back at you? You've got to take action. You have to start smiling and waving, seeing if she is receptive towards that. If you smile and wave at a woman and she looks at you like, that means she's not a real woman that wants to talk to you. But it's all about how you truly feel about yourself. If you think that you are going to be trashed on by other girls, then yes, you are going to have that experience. Real women want to be approached. They are looking for great men out there, and it's not about his physical appearance. It's not about how much money he has in the bank, and it's not about how tall he is. It's about who he is at the core, and is he a respectful man that matches her energy and makes her feel emotionally safe.
Men are everywhere. I got a challenge for every woman watching. Go outside, and today I want you to count how many men, period, you run into for one full day. I bet you if you're outside in the world, it will be more than 100. Now, every man, he might have been an Uber driver. He might have been a doorman. He might have been the gardener. He might have been the Amazon delivery guy. And a woman will say, yeah, I ran across 100 men, but none of them were their option. These men were virtually invisible because she has her eye on one guy, right? Now, here's the harsh reality. What if you're invisible to that one guy?
Women who don't want to submit to a man because they're afraid of being controlled are the women who are controlling their man. And what they're really afraid of is losing that control. That's what submission is. It's surrendering control. Yielding to the leadership of your man does not mean blindly following orders and letting them boss you around. But the reason that women think that's what submission means is because that's how men have treated women in the past. But now women are the ones dominating their men and then complaining that they're not masculine enough. The minutia of it can be as mundane as my partner telling me, hey babe, can you pick up some eggs on your way from work? And submission would look like, yeah babe, what else would you like? What masculine women do is they challenge the leadership of their partner. Why do I have to do it? Why can't you do it? Or they criticize and challenge every decision they make. Masculine men will not put up with that type of behavior. Whether it's healthy masculinity or wounded masculinity, there's too much of the same energy going on. So if you want your man to be masculine, you have to be willing to drop that defensive masculine shield that pushes people away.
I need a psychologist to come on here and connect the dots for me because I feel like I have dots right now and I just need you to connect them.
She basically says that like women are all about these things where men yearn for women. Movies, books, stories, whatever. And she says it's because men don't yearn for women. With all due respect or disrespect, however you take it, are you worthy of being yearned over? Yearned for? Probably not. At least not by the type of men who want to yearn for you. And that's not like a personal attack on this lady. It's just in general, women for like a decade now have basically said that men are evil. Men are the cause of everything that's wrong in the world. They're gross. They're creepy. And as tough as you may think men are or aren't, they want to be loved also. The word relationship, by definition, is between two people. A relationship where one man yearns over you and you are indifferent or waiting to be yearned on and don't return any of that is the kind of creepy things that you don't want.
This is the most feminine generation of 20-year-old men I've ever seen in my life. I think it's never been easier to be a 40-year-old man to date a woman who's younger because their options of these men who have ADHD and suffer from high levels of anxiety and dress like women wear pink dresses. I don't think women are looking for that. And by the way, the girl I'm with now, she's 18 years younger than me. I didn't go searching for them. I didn't say, hey, I want you because you're super young.
Where'd you find this girl?
The one I'm seeing now, I met her photo shoot. And then the one before that, I'm the host of Swimsuit USA's World Pageant. And she was there. She was one of the contestants.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
The worst thing a man can go through is but the second worst thing is divorce. Marriage is a business contract with the state. It has nothing to do with romance. The reason men aren't getting married is because women stole too much. Imagine a city block with 100 convenience stores. 80 of them get robbed. Would anybody ask, why are the store owners here so paranoid? No, the real question is, why is the state helping 80% of the stores get robbed? Guys have watched too many cautionary tales. Friends lose their houses. Businesses get split up. When enough store owners get robbed, the block changes. Incentives shape behavior. So don't ask why men don't want to get married anymore. Ask why 80 out of 100 stores are getting robbed.
Honey, you are freaking deluded.
For so many years, the rhetoric was all these women are going to end up alone. There's never been so many women that are unmarried without children. And I think this takes back the narrative of like, look at these lives that women are building and look how much happier you can be single than with somebody that is dragging you down and draining your resources.
This idea of unmarried, alone, single, childless women full of their career, being happy. This is the story I always tell about that, 40-year-old woman who lives in a place like New York City and has the really nice apartment and has the really good job. And, everyone, all of these young women look at her and say, oh, she's got it all. She didn't need a man and she didn't need kids. And inside, that woman is right.
And the man is right. The man is right. It's great. It's a great analogy, right? They talk about the Bay Area. I think maybe not the Bay Area, actually Oakland. How stores have literally moved out of Oakland. There was an older gentleman that I know. He was saying, man, the mall, I was at the mall the other day, or we were going to the mall, and they were requiring that parents be in the mall with their kids at or under a certain age, because the kids go in there and they cause a lot of trouble and they mess up a lot of stuff. And these businesses are saying, if you don't control your kids, we're not going to be here. Why? Why would a business say that? Even if they're making good money? Because you're tearing up our stuff and it's costing us too much and our margins are shrinking. You're bad for business. You're terrible for business. And so when you have, using that analogy, when you have modern women acting the way they act, the men are clearing out the block. They're leaving. They're saying it's not worth it. I'm not going to continue doing this. These modern women are bad for business.
Men are able to cheat on their wives because there are women available to do it with. If the women were not doing that, the men would not be cheating on their wives.
Yes, they would.
Yeah,
They would, though.
You're
They
so
would, though.
naive. With who?
Maybe not an escort, but some lady at a bar.
If all women in society decided we are not going to sleep with men unless they marry us.
Okay, then we create an incel culture.
No, you
then they
create a
grape
culture
you.
where men actually work to earn it.
Then they
And
grape you.
trans
women a loophole. No, but you're giving men morals that they don't have.
You are good at mental gymnastics, right? You're like Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I can't imagine that you were mad about how much money I make, but it's like, just because you didn't make that doesn't mean other girls
Nobody's
can't.
mad about how much
I
you
made
make.
1.8 million.
$8
Thank
million
you.
over, like,
and I
what,
didn't
10
sleep
years?
with one person to do it. You're good at mental gymnastics. What she's trying to say is, you cannot sell and then be like, well, these heads. You are contributing to men.
I'm
Now
not saying
listen,
these
please.
crackheads.
You are, because
Or
you're saying
these-
these cheaters.
Yeah.
But you are taking money.
No, because
so
you're
they
trying to
cheat on
say
you.
these poor men.
Nobody's saying that.
Women are doing at home between $150,000 to $250,000
Okay,
a
so
year in domestic labor.
So you're saying women are doing $150,000 to $200,000 of unpaid labor?
Yes.
Have you thought about the unpaid labor that men do around the house? Construction, landscaping, plumber,
Yes.
electrician, pest Yep. control, security guard, IT support, chauffeur, mechanic,
Mm.
babysitter, etc.
That is such a fantastic point. Do you own a firearm?
No.
Would you date a guy who owns a firearm?
Yes. I
Okay, have you dated?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's interesting because you're saying, well, for you to have a full-time armed security guard, which is what women have, that's really expensive.
Uh-huh.
Women basically have executive protection for free. That's unpaid labor. In fact, can I ask you a question? Husbands should be willing to protecting you.
Yes.
Take the bullet.
Yeah.
Would you do the reverse for him?
No.
If we're talking about unpaid labor, if I wanted to hire
Yeah.
24/7 security, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Men who are going through divorce 9 times more often than a woman who is divorced. Now, why does a man commit when he's going through divorce and dealing with false allegations, right? A lot of times that man loses complete custody of his children because of the false allegations. Everything he worked for his entire life, all his assets, seized. His public reputation is ruined. And then on top of all that, the crushing legal debt. The trauma from false allegations is clinically compared to the exact same trauma that a prisoner of war, a refugee, or a survivor of a natural disaster goes through. A man who is dealing with false allegations is 60% more likely to have clinical anxiety or some type of panic disorder, 50% more likely to have PTSD, 50% more likely to have depression, 80% more likely to have insomnia or night terrors, close to 30% more likely to have suicide ideation. A man who's gone through a civil boat divorce, lost his kids, lost everything he ever worked for. A woman he loved did all of this to him. He's got all of this trauma that he's dealing with, doesn't understand. No one's really helping him. The courts don't give a He goes to the doctor, they misdiagnose him, they blame him for everything. So like I said, men commit suicide 9 times more often than women in divorce.
I don't care how petty this sounds, and I don't care what y'all think.
You may have missed it, but in the top left-hand corner it said, men who know this secret always get the woman they want. What possibly could this missing key to Pandora's box be?
If you've been trying to get this girl, and nothing else works, start manifesting her.
They say don't ask a fish how to catch other fish, and I think I know why now. It was set up to be the method above all methods. The golden ticket.
The one to set us all free. And the whole time, it was just manifestation. It was simply just, hey, have you tried writing her name in a book a few times a day? Oh my God. Since when did manifestation receive such a buff? When did manifestation become stronger than mob's telekinetic powers?
Let's talk about how men have adapted to the changes that have come in the dating landscape with women. So in the last 60 or 70 years, since we've had feminism come onto the scene and we've had this revolution, one of the things that women often say is how evolved they have become and how free they are and empowered they are and all of the things that they can do and own and be and have. But what's happened with men? A lot of women criticize the fact that men are not welcoming to all of this evolution, but in fact, they have adapted and women don't like it. It's interesting that women want to evolve into these totally new creatures, but they want to see men stay the same. They want to keep men in the protector and provider box, but women get to be in all of the boxes. So ladies, here is a harsh reality. Men are adapting to the changes that they see in modern day women. And a lot of them are just opting out. A lot of them are making the decision that, they don't want to show up as a traditional man to a new age modern woman because that just doesn't benefit them the same. It doesn't hit the same. So you need to understand that men are going to evolve too. They are going to become less masculine. They're going to become more egalitarian. And a lot of you and your true nature is not going to like it.
We are now living in a world where women are objectifying men, which is crazy because women have been complaining for years about men objectifying them. And it's like your solution is to do the same thing back? What is that teaching them? I just saw a TikTok a couple days ago of this poor man who wore sweatpants to an airport, like you do, and there was a woman filming him. In what world is that okay? And the comment section was filled with women being like, let's see the gray sweats. Let's see it. Let's see what's there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Where's the line of mutual respect? How can you ask for respect from them if you're not willing to do the same? How does that make sense to you? It just makes me feel so ashamed that there are women out there that have so little respect for men, because then it makes the rest of us look bad. If I ever in my life make a man feel uncomfortable, that says everything about me and my character, and I would never, ever stand for that. You can't make this up, dude.
Too many simps. Yes, but the reason there are simps is because most men struggle because the standards are so high. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The standards have become very high, right? So most men don't qualify. So you have a huge number of men who are quite desperate because they're not getting anything. So then they feel the only way they can get anything is by throwing whatever money they have to women for their minuscule attention. That elevates the women in the economy, which makes their standards even higher for the kind of man that they want. Okay, cool. Women have set their standards super high, but I feel like if I was a man who didn't reach those standards, I would do everything in my power to better myself and reach those standards. I agree with you, but then what happens is, if that man then breaks into that pool of men who have a lot of options, he's going to be like, I worked my to get here. There's no way that you're not sharing me. I worked my off to get to the point that I can have a level of abundance. 90% of you didn't want me before, now 85% of you want me now. And one of you want me to be exclusive to you? Nah. Guys who actually make it to the point that they have a lot of options, they're like, I love you, babe, but you're gonna have to share me because I want my to be in this position.
Men have become so sensitive that every time their women express the way that they make them feel, they feel like they're being attacked. She's not attacking you. She's trying to teach you how to properly love her. She's trying to teach you how to properly nurture her, but your wounds, your ego, your pride have you on the defense. Be quiet. Shut up. Everything does not need a rebuttal. This woman is coming to you, and she should have a safe space when she's able to express her feelings, her needs, and her wants. When a woman stops expressing her feelings because she no longer feels heard, it's over. When a woman emotionally detaches from a relationship, you already lost her. So if a woman comes to you and saying, baby, you make me feel like this, you make me feel like that, stop being defensive, listen and learn so you can become a better man, so you can learn how to love your woman better. The worst thing a man can do is hear a woman cry out for help and turn the other cheek. Love that woman, guide that woman, protect that woman, and shield that woman even from the lowest parts of yourself. All praises due to the Most High. Don't be a dusty bum. All praises.
And once again, we're not holding modern women accountable. If a woman is popping off at the mouth, it's one thing to say, well, you know, she's just trying to let you know how she feels, right? You know, she's not attacking you. This is the way that she feels. We want to give women just a never-ending, an unlimited space, a never-ending runway to talk about how a man made them feel, to talk about how the dog, the cat, the owls made them feel. Oh, I saw a koala and this, and I thought of you, and I remember how you made me feel in that moment when we went to Australia. Just some stupid stuff. Just can say anything and everything. At some point in time, because they're not giving men, first of all, they're not giving men the same runway. Number one. Number two, they're using this space to say anything and everything. And anything and everything means I'm talking reckless. I'm attacking you personally, and I'm using it under the guise of, well, I'm just talking and I'm just trying to vent. No, you're not trying to vent. You're trying to be disrespectful.